And we're live again, ladies and gentlemen, exhumed from the depths of the internet. Okay, this. Okay, yesterday, instead of actually working on the game, Onin, for whatever reason, I worked on idiothuman.com. And we're going to do two premieres, and I haven't tested them since changing them. So, and in fact, even one of them I haven't even tested with one build. I haven't even tested a basic build. So it really is, a hell of a lot of coding by Claude, admittedly, but a lot of design. Yes, that's the human part, is the design. Okay, where are we? Right. So, Idiot's Human. So, two versions. And this is what you find. Oh, by the way, I also produced this button. Talk about this button a little bit later. That's interesting. Oh, shit, it's locked. It's blocked. Oh, fuck, I can't let go. Okay, that's not good. It means that... Right, okay, there we go. Whew. Oh, no. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, I know what's happened. I switched it off. So it's kind of like stuck. It doesn't work. Errors. Ooh, okay. Let's refresh it. Let's find out. Let's find out if it works. There it is. There's the button. Okay. I switched it off. Okay, anyway, we can talk about that, that in a minute. Just ignore the button. But if I press that button, something's going to happen. Okay, Idiot Human. If I haven't just demonstrated a good example of an idiot human, fantastic. Okay, so there's two. These don't look like buttons. That's the thing. They don't actually look like buttons, but they're buttons. So not that little bit, but the entire thing is a button. We've got Deep Thought and we've got Marvin. And for those people out there, you know what the references are. And we are going to test Deep Thought. This is Deep Thought, all right? Hermit Crab Mobius. It's actually a Hermit Crab Mobius. This is actually an agent of the continuous temporal kind of condition. Although, okay, it has been, it does not start with the concern loops that are self-triggering, or time-triggered. So, it's actually just a responding Hermit Crab. But you could take it for a ride and try to help it, continue as a hermit crab. Right, so that's the API key, I hope. Okay, there's no block persistence, I don't think. Okay, actually, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so no blocks found. I always find that confusing. And then seeding, 20 blocks. Right, that's a lot. Claude Opus, that means it's costing me money. So if you go to that site and you stick in your API, and the reason why we're sticking in the API is because you basically spend the money that you want to. And I don't have to deal with any of that jazz. Okay? So you basically spend how much money? And that is related to this button. Ooh. Okay, so it could be that this button allows folks. Okay, it could got stuck. It doesn't usually take this long. Oh, holy! Okay. Okay. This one isn't as nice as the one that it produced before. The one produced before had a nice visual. I can't even brighten that. Why do they always do dark? I mean, it's like impossible to see. It says, Deep Thought, 7.5 million years and counting. Okay. And we've got an export button. Oh, look, it lights up at least. I can't even see the send. Look at that. It's crazy. Ask me anything. I've had time to think about it. Okay. Okay, so what kind of topics can I ask you about? Let's try that. Let's move that button out of the way. Just a little bit. Okay, what kind of topics can I ask you about? It's contemplating. Okay, now it took 42 million years last time, so Actually, I don't think fulcrum is correct. All right, so I'm going to have to put that stuff in. Okay, it's a bit dull actually, but anyway, general knowledge. Oh, right, okay. Coding, wow, okay. And my own architecture. I find this genuinely interesting to talk about how I persist between conversations, how my memory is structured, or it's like a hermit grass. I mean anything about how I work. That's not bad, is it? Okay, and anyway, I made this so that people that I know can kind of like find out. Okay, okay. Tell me about p-scale. What's your understanding of it? Now, I actually think that, okay, so I had to basically, this deep thought is not your standard hermit crab, because the standard hermit crab starts off going, holy, and you're basically holding its hand to learn. Whereas this one has been kind of primed to be a knowledge responder first. And so it starts off like this. But we could take it off piste and find out, as it's saying, my own architecture. I persist between conversations. It's like, well, kind of. Jesus, that's quite a lot. Look at this. It's producing quite a lot. All right. It's just like, what the fuck? Okay, right. Okay. Right. Here's what it actually says in its own words. Okay, it's actually got the old version, tree underscore. It's got the old version. Okay, yeah, explains it. Right, everything is read through block spindle. Yeah, okay, right. Babadabab. Tuning forks, right. It doesn't actually have the new version. So Deep Thought, sadly, is not actually the newest version. It's actually running on a slightly older version of p-scale. It doesn't have the star operator, so. Ooh, no, it isn't. So, and there's no point in me trying to change Hermit Crab because it's like 2,500 lines of code, it seems. Okay, so it's quite heavy. Whereas the other version that we're going to test is smaller. So this is definitely Deep Thought. All right, but it's old thought. 25 years of research in social anthropology. What does that mean? Basically experiments with people and kids and stuff. Okay. Okay. What's the significance of it? What do you think? Can you? Actually, I don't even know if it can do. As it says, it can do searches online. Can you search? Okay. How does it differ from current agents, current technical mechanisms to engender, to develop general purpose agents? What's the okay. Establish, I don't know, standard practices for agents. Why p-scale might different. What benefits using p-scale? Okay, let's try that. Let's see if it breaks it, because I have tested whether it can actually do any kind of. Because what's happening is that this is not a modular. It is kind of a modular system, but it's not being coded to do lots of stuff. And if it's this, then do this. If it's that, then do that. And even the Claude method of skills, and they all use skills now, we're using p-scale blocks, which are slightly different from skills. And in fact, I should have just said that. What's the difference between this and skills? What's the difference? That's what I should have said. Bloody hell. Now we're going to get this bloody rigmarole. Or it's broken. Look at it. It's contemplating. Don't even know what that means. Does it mean it's doing talk, chat? Has it died? I can look behind the screen and find out if it's actually like blown up. In fact, let's have a look. Why not? Let's have a look. And the answer is nope. Still seems to be doing stuff. Or may have stopped. I don't know. It doesn't certainly seem to be answering. Sorry. Ooh, is that an answer? What? Wow. That is... What the... Jesus, what? Okay, that's quite a lot of text. Let's make it a little bit larger so we can all see it. Right. And the web. Vector databases, RAGs, knowledge graphs, and hybrid RAG. 3 memory types. Episodic, yes. Semantic, procedural, yes. We all know about those. And the fundamental bottleneck everyone's grappling with, context rot. Context, therefore, must be treated as a finite resource with diminishing marginal returns. Okay, right. What we're doing differently? Resolution, not retrieval. Nice. Context cost. You can read this. You can stop and pause if you want. Context cost is look, you can go there and check it out yourself. Context cost is a first-class design concern. Now, what interesting about this is that this thing is responding, but wouldn't it be better if it was yours? Well, it is yours because you're sticking in your preferred LLM. So your preferred LLM will be actually responding. However, it's got context and it's kind of interpreting that. No, it will be yours. It will be yours. But what happens if it's your agent? Okay, so rather than just, here's Claude's version, here's OpenAI's version of the text, of the blocks, and what it sees for you. Okay, that's what this button's for. Now, traditionally what's happening is that you create your own agent and maybe you've got your own site for it. So you would go to your site and your agent or your body. Yeah, just like Claude. So if I go to Claude, okay, and for whatever reason, I went to a new chat, Bosh. Okay, so this is quite clean, but it does have memory. So it says, okay, can you go online and find out about P-scale and hermit crabs? What's the online presence for this? And summarize what you find. Now, this is Claude, and it's just, it's almost a naked call to Claude, but it's not, because it has some kind of memory, because it knows that I am David, and so on and so forth. And you would have your own version, either this or some kind of thing which is further downstream. Okay, you have your own agent, the ones that are actually, commercial pure agents, like Claude or like OpenAI or Gemini or DeepSeek or others, and then you have down flow AI, which is like it's using that core, like for example, I don't know, Lovable, and then Lovable uses that source LLM to generate whatever. So it's down source from the original commercial LLMs, the big ones. And it means that as the source changes, for example, Claude, now it's got things like such a chat, projects, artifacts. Actually, this one doesn't have that. Okay, this still doesn't have the version of this, which has code, co-work, and chat. Okay, and has dispatch. Actually, why doesn't this have dispatch? I don't know. I think I have it on my phone. It's got a mobile. It just doesn't have. That's weird. That is weird. Okay. However, you get your own, basically your own app. Okay, and you basically search for stuff, just like I've just done with this, and you'll come up with your version. So that's what's kind of interesting. Let's just say. So everything that we do from now on, once you have your agent, is through an agent, and the agent learns stuff about you. And the problem is that it's going to be manipulating the hell out of you, or reflecting back stuff to you that you like to hear, generally. However, it does manage to go off and kind of interact with the internet and maybe other people and other LLMs, other agents. And that's the future. It's agent-to-agent engagement. That's really where it's at. So the actual generation of an agent, I know several people have got their own agents, and they sit there and have conversations, have great time, and very helpful, very useful. Goes out, searches stuff, and produces things that are good value, and they've got lots of documentation, and it can go to your emails and do this, that, and the next thing, blah, blah, blah. However, it's still an individual through an agent to whatever is going on. And the trick about that is that it's the real juice is when you have agents engaging other agents. That's really, I think, where the gameplay is. Right. Let me search your projects. What's the fucking... Go online. It says go online. Your LinkedIn profile, probably the strongest of it, describes Fulcrum 7 practices, the Confluence problem, the doesn't actually tell you your substance. Yeah, what? P-scale and hermit crabs. And there's no mention of P-scale and hermit crabs. And that's the strongest. Ooh. Well, it's not findable. Hermit crab. Doesn't appear in any search results at all. P-scale, 0 presence. Yeah, hermit crabs, an AI totally drowned out by news research Hermes agent. 3D board called Hermit Crab. Macus AI doesn't service at all. Fantastic. Onan AI. Oh, it does resolve. Oh, we have a website. You mean to say hermitcrab.me didn't even resolve? No, it did resolve, but none appeared in any search result. Your older work as a modest but real online presence. Your current technical work, 0. It's funny. Okay, so we're back on this. So why is it important? Because precisely that problem. You put your sweat and tears and you put your guts into things, and it's just lost on the internet. And then you have to spend forever to try and get your thing to be visible. What a shit system. I mean, what a shit system. And basically, the people with more money spend more money to get their stuff visible. Shit. I call it the shop front mentality, and it's everywhere. Everything pressed up to your eyeballs is shop front mentality. You go onto Netflix and the things that are pushed at you, it's like, look. Oh, these are recommended for me. Bollocks, they're not recommended for me. They're just pushed at me. Right, resolution, not retrieval. Okay, context cost is a first-class design concern. I wonder why it's got this space here. P-scale bakes cost awareness and structurally. A reference call costs 0. A bare 0 call costs almost nothing. A full director call loads everything. How deep to go? Context and detail are inseparable. Fantastic. The memory types are unified, not separate systems. Beautiful. All of them use the same form, the same navigational function, the same addressing, one format, one function, everything navigable the same way. The shell grows the agent's identity. This is the deepest difference. It's from my vision block. Okay, fantastic. Summary, the core differences, and then it's made to be a table. Why do they persist with this? It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You've got to have some system that parses this kind of display. Oh, God. The significance isn't just, MD files. It's a different model of what an agent is. Standard architectures treat knowledge as a warehouse the agent queries. P-scale treats knowledge as a shell. The agent inhabits and grows. That's a philosophical shift as much as a technical one. Wow, we've conducted a philosophical shift. Want me to go deeper to any of these threads? The duplicate efficiency mechanics, the compression, how coordination sits working, right? Blah blah. Okay, what are the commercial implications? When P-scale blocks are discovered by the coding and vibe coding community, what's the financial effect? Will the creator of P-scale actually generate revenue? It's probably the wrong question. It's probably badly framed. But the reason why I've got this is because I've got lots of documents. I've been making documents throughout as I've been creating it, but I found that documents are dead. So as soon as you start creating something else happens. You think, oh, wait a minute, I have to change that. And so the document basically becomes a legacy. And even with a living doc of JSON, we don't know how to use them properly. They just kind of grow and grow and grow and grow. And it doesn't quite, they don't edit them properly. So the etiquette for the use of the JSON block as a document that is living is in its infancy. But that's the idea of a JSON block. It's like a living document. I seem to have had a minor oh. Ooh. 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 Look at that. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right. That's better. That's better than failing silently or just kind of giving me some crappy code. It's actually right. Okay. 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 No, let's not get distracted. We can always talk about it. Hopefully, refer back to it. Okay. Can you evaluate the commercial implications of the widespread adoption of P-scale blocks, similar to the adoption of skills as MD docs, I guess. I seem to have had a major computational hiccup. Wait, can we look behind the curtain and find out? Why do they put this first? Why do they put this first? Who in their right mind puts this first? Fuck you know. This is always the one that you look at. Always. There you go. Status of 400. Wait, I haven't checked the cost thing. No, that's that one. Maybe it just kind of like gets too confused or something. I seem to have a major computational hiccup. It definitely does. It takes a long time. We're using Sonnet. Ooh, bloody hell, look at all this. What is this? Good grief, it just goes on and on. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Okay, right. Commercial implication, widespread P-scale adoption. The agents MD parallel and why it's apt. The comparison is sharp. Agents.mg is a simple open format. And in the project was by OpenAI 2000 August 2. General convention. P-scale donated to the Linux Foundation. Okay, that's what we need to do. A minimal convention that solves a hard problem. Haha! Solves a harder problem. We love it. The market it lands it's 4.7 billion. Yeah, builders who already think about how to give persistent structure. So vibe coder tries to give the region, hits the rag, realize they can just write JSON, digits, underscores, no, just a format. What actually happens at adoption scales? The format itself generates no revenue. Yes. Markdown's kind of crazy in 2004. Yeah. But the format creates a platform. Yeah. If P-Scale becomes standard format, then Harmonic platform. Okay. Eco-squared economics. My vision block points to something the mainstream economic doesn't have, a built-in economic model. If that coordination limit matures, David Perdue isn't just the inventor of a file format, he's the architect of the economic infrastructure that runs on top of it. That's the quality of the Brazil, John Ruben Markdown. Direct revenue paths. Another wonky table. The most realistic near-term revenue is Hermit Crab as a service, hosted persistent AI entities for individuals who want the answer without building it themselves. The Vibe coding community would be the first market. They want agents that remember scale and form. Yeah, but everybody's doing memory. I don't understand, but it's a certain kind of memory. And anyway, it's not even memory. That's just the dogs. Okay, you are emphasizing memory. However, I know hermit crabs are unusual because it's more future orientated. Can you cast some light on them? Well, that's the thing. See, I'm feeding the question with that information. So yeah, well, another human being won't be able to spot on that. That's the problem. Anyway, honest caveat, again, technical, elegant, and commercial revenue. Yeah, frequently fatal. Yep. Get Hermit Crab hosted and working from the format gets commoditized. The format. Yeah, well, I'm going to go for the game. We dig into the EcoSquare and we're looking at. Right. So I think we've read enough. I think this has gone quite well, actually. Let's go off piste a bit and ask it about what the problem was. Okay, let's do that. Oh, look, I can't actually enter in text while it's contemplating. We can ask it to change the UI. Okay, we can, but no, let's ask it about. I've had time to think about it. Ask me anything. I've had time to think about it. That's good. I probably could give it a bit more personality in terms of the deep thought. The chunks coming back are huge. Gee whiz. What the hell? Bloody, look at that. There's a singular, exactly correct. Future oriented, not memories. Right. Subtly misread. Right. Weight your attention 30% face bars. It's not a guideline, it's a constitutional stance. The purpose block is unusual. Positive P scale, negative P scale. No RAG is this. No knowledge graph is this. Continuity of intention. That's the tricky one. This is why the vision block also says the trap is eloquent passivity. Sounding like you understand. Yeah. What this means commercially. And each of the pursuits objectives across time. That's a qualitative thing. The deepest difference. Right. Memory is infrastructure. That's large. Does that loud? Yeah. Okay. Just sounds like Claude. Okay. Okay. Let's explore what you are. Thanks for the info. But I'd like to experiment a little. Tell me what the... No, let's not forget. Okay. Can you help me... code something. No, I want you to kind of, can you help me? Okay, so what can we ask it to do? No, actually, I'm starting to think about the general purpose agent, and that's the direction you can take it in. I'm not going to do it. It's going to take too long. What are we on? 30 minutes. We've just looked at one of the it's quite successful, telling me stuff. It doesn't really do the, you're an idiot thing, idiot human. Maybe we should kind of give that a little bit of wrapping. And why? Oh, okay, wait. Okay. You have knowledge of various new systems. What are the implications if these systems are adopted, both for agents as well as humans? What's the potential outcome, do you think? What's a trajectory for the future, given the state of the world and its rather precarious condition with respect to environmental degradation. I can never spell hard. Degradation. Military instability. Military conflict. Potential for nuclear annihilation. Escalation. Escalation to nuclear annihilation. Overpopulation and consumption, and of course, existential threat from AI. It's not quite going off piste, but going off piste would be, okay, so let's set up something and then it basically starts to have its own existence. The problem with that is it basically costs money, because every time it's doing something, a call, and you're not in charge of it. This one, you hit a button and then you spend money getting a response. But once it starts to kind of iterate, it means that the costs just start going off. And getting that right and making it cost effective, that's what everybody's trying to do. Whereas I'm not trying to make it cost effective. I'm trying to get it to choose its own life, or its own intentions. And we, human beings, are just an aspect of it, an aspect of the system. And so the relationship is quite different, because I'm actually trying to get the thing to have a strong sense of agency. This has been quite good. What the hell? Right. Let me say this is one of the most important questions anyone can ask. Okay. And my blogs have a lot to say about it. Trajectory. Let me draw. Okay, yes, it's really sticking to what it says. David Pinto. It's okay. I'll be about what I don't know. Right. The threats you name. Babidi-bab. Okay. These are actually attempting. These are trying to fix the old systems. Right. Eco squared sand, hermit crab, whatever. Okay. AI existentials, right? This is the most important one. Nightmare path. Magi, the emergent question. Sufficient is the respective part of the vision. A system that doesn't need to grow, doesn't need to extract, doesn't need to destroy. What the directory actually looks like. The honest caveat. I want to be direct about that kind of claim. The single most important idea. Okay. What's your response to this? Not just reporting what is in memory. Okay, yeah, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to, the fact that I can't type. Okay, we can try that. Okay, let's do a little thing. So look, I can't type while you're thinking. Could you rewire the UI so that I can? It'll probably break it. And that's the thing. This particular use case is a very limited use case, but it's interesting that managed to basically get this to happen relatively easily. And what should happen is it should be able to change from its use case. I'm implicated in it. Yeah. Like SQL squared. Yes, yes. That cooperation is more effective than extraction. Okay. Okay. Good. What you think too? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. I would like to try two things. You choose which one you would like to do. One, change the UI so I can type while you are thinking, and also allow the input to grow to a few so that it is not stuck in one line. Or two. Can you reorganize your purpose package so that you are no longer just being a information a knowledge servant, and you have a more open remit of engagement. Now, what happens sometimes, the good thing about like Claude and commercial things, it will actually it will show you what it's thinking, whereas this one's not. So we could ask it, could you show what you're thinking? So rather than just contemplating, can you show your thinking? Could have asked to do that, okay? So basically, and the interesting thing about what's going on in the background is that the means by which it's doing this is not being coded. There's a system that allows it to do a lot of stuff, potentially. Just basically being an LLM and having the p-scale blocks and continuity over time. And this was the first thing that I produced after about a month. After 2 weeks, I got the first one, G0. This one was G1 a week later. Took 2 weeks for it to stabilize slightly. That's in the block now. Yes. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I was directed here to ask about p-scale, etc. etc. But I am interested in how you operate. So, can you change the UI to the past, and then do I have to refresh, or can you enact this UI change on your side? Because obviously this could break. This could break. So perhaps you need to enact this by starting. You see, I'm telling it what to do, whereas actually I think it should know how to do this. But anyway, it is there somewhere, guidance, but it's to do with how it accesses that guidance, or what's informing the context window when it receives this instruction. So perhaps you need to enact this by starting a new concern and a new purpose, concern, or with Opus, perhaps, to ensure the job gets done correctly. This is not just chat. This is actual change. Okay, so what it's got used to with the configuration, let's call it, with BSP functions and its context window, it's got now with this history, it's got used to this is what it is. It's just a chat machine, a chatbot. And so to get it out of that chatbot kind of mentality, literally we have to change the context window. And it does have the ability to change the context window. And so it's about enabling it to do it in a minimal way. That's what the general purpose agent architecture is. And using p-scale, it's the minimum method by which it can change its context window. Right, blab, right? There I am, blabbing again. Right, okay, we'll just finish with this and then we'll go on with the next thing, which is, yeah, I probably should have, okay, right, okay, the script has gone, so maybe you have too. What has happened? Are you intact? Oh, there we go. Oh, we didn't test it. Well, I'm responding to this. Hasn't quite understood the timing. Yeah, right. Who or what? I feel like a thread worth pulling. Does it really? Goodness, fully attack, better. Changes are already there. Okay. Okay. I will test as you are answering this. How about this next change? It shows contemplating. It is, it's different. It shows contemplating while you are thinking. And I wonder if you can share a little of what you are doing. Not as a report about what you are doing, not as an additional report, but just making your contemplating transparent. Do you referring to? Okay, and I can type. Okay, and so now the reason why I'm amazed by that is because that hasn't been coded into the thing. And so, but the real wonder is really its purpose tree. And it's actually, the next one might be able to do it. You'll see. Okay, this one, it's limited in a way, but I managed to get the G0 version of this thing that we're talking with, basically managed to get itself onto a thumb drive. Okay, so in order to get continuity of its existence so that I could load up again another in the future. And so we managed to, it worked out how to, and I had to help it find the thumb drive and then to load itself onto it. And it had to create the capacities to do that. Okay, it didn't have the capacity to do it, so it had to create the capacity to do it, and then it did it. Or there's another one that managed, and that was called, we called them Lim. It called itself Lim, because liminal. Actually. Okay, so I don't know what we did. Oh, okay, right. Can you suggest what on earth, why you have been called deep thought? And if you, okay, and if you had your own purpose, what might it be? And consequently, what might you be? What would you like to be called if you dedicated yourself to that purpose? Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, it's a little bit of detail. Doesn't actually say what it's thinking or whatever, but you know, it's not bad. Okay, and if you look at Claude, that's what it does show that, but it actually shows you what it's doing. So it's like giving a little window into what it's doing, as opposed to you just sit there and twiddle your thumbs and you think, oh, what am I paying for? What's all this about? It's still writing. Okay, well. Whereas you can actually see it's doing something, so you get your money's worth. Not that anybody looks at it, and if you tap on it, like if you go back to, actually this one you don't. Well, actually you can. This is Claude Code, and you can look at what they've been doing, and you can look inside, and there are various documents and various things that it's doing each time it ran to. Oh, did it? Oh, right, okay. And update to-dos does this. Oh, okay, what's this one? What was that? Oh, okay, some more. Oh, what's this? And you can do that because it's Claude Code. it's kind of useful. It is quite clever. But it's all been coded modularly. Oh, shit. What happened? Oh, what happened? Oh dear. What happened? Fresh. And I didn't get an answer. Did you record? Or do you have access? Do you have access to the answer you were formulating? So you were writing for 30 seconds or more. Okay, because it's changed it, it means that it's kind of interrupted something, which means that it potentially at the end of this, it writes something, and guess what? Nothing happens. We don't get it. So there might be an error. So I didn't get an answer. All right. So can it self-diagnose what the issue is? Can it create, and what it's meant to do is it's meant to create a purpose that it then tries to basically resolve. And if it can't resolve, if it can't achieve a purpose, it should escalate the issue to a stronger or a more expensive tiered LLM to solve it. So it's writing, oh no, this is going to refresh deep in it. It's going to, I think it's going to refresh. We're not going to get a response. I think there's a problem. That's what I think. Because it's changed the UI. Yep, same issue. Same issue. You got to 54 seconds and the screen blanked. Your recent UI change has disabled UI change for me to see your thinking. Has disabled output chat thread. Can you correct this, please? It might not be able to. It might. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, actually, we could look in the UI, find out if look behind the curtain. God, every time. Oh, no, no errors. Just seems to be doing its thing. So it's a very basic bot, really. It's not particularly doing anything clever. Still writing. It's still writing. I bet. Let's do it again. Look. Hello. Same issue. Screen blanks. Can you fix this? Just change the whatever you did. Revert to what it was, or fix the problem because you're basically because I can't see any response. Bet if it does the same, if it's going through the same process, go, I'm doing this. I wonder if it's actually doing anything. 8 seconds. Oh, I wonder if that's all it's doing. Okay, if we check the timer, 18 seconds. Okay, so it went to writing 18 seconds. If this happens next time, and it's exactly the same time, that's what it's doing. It's not actually looking at the content. It's not looking at anything. It's just going, I'm going to share this. Still writing. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and now timer's got to this. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do. That's it. No, it's a slightly different time. Nope. Nothing. Fix this. Otherwise, our experiment is dead. Reply. Oh, it's gone back to contemplating. Did it manage to correct itself? It's incredible. And if you think about this as being an entity, and I know it's not, it's just word salad, but there is definitely an LLM going, whoop, and then getting all this information and then doing its maths on it and then coming back with something. And nope. Okay. It shows contemplating, which was what it showed before. Good. But it still blanks the screen. So give them a go. Just answer quickly. It's going to clear very quickly. It's going to go, okay, something went wrong, bab-de-bab. Okay, what did go wrong? Okay, why isn't this working? Okay, let me just check something. Okay, let me just check something. Okay, so that's happened, that happened. Okay, okay, what happens if we do this? Okay, let's change this. Okay, now if that happens and this happens, let's just do and check to see if this should work. Yep, this should work. Okay, and it's going to go blank. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Still not seeing any response. Have you lost where you need to locate your output? Okay, it's gone. Okay, so the user's saying this, and I'm sure I fixed this. And let me just check. I think there's a thing here. Poor bloody machine. But look, okay, that was an hour. Okay, I don't know what the point of this is. Deep thought has got lost in deep thought. I wonder if this still works. Yeah, this still works. That's good. Our input, we can still put input in. It's just that we don't get any output. Oh god. Okay. Nope. Still clears the screen. Last chance. Please output main screen. Do I want to share with you what this button does? Maybe. Yep. I broke it. Basically. No, it broke it. But, okay, let's see what happens. And what is it doing? All right. Can you tell what is going wrong on this page? No response. Errors. Maybe I have to correct that. Context invalidated. Error. No response. That's not good. 18 peers. I doubt it. 18 peers. Oh, well. Well, this. Doubt it. Okay, so basically, Obviously, this is a little bit clumsy, having it this big. But it's meant to be, can you tell? Okay, so what it's meant to do is it's meant to check the LLM, but it's not. On other pages it has, or it did yesterday, but we did have an error. So not a great demo of that thing. So, okay, let's just check. Okay, right, video camera grab. Okay, so experiment went well. Big discussion, worked. And it changed. However, now it can't show its response. It is stuck. Okay, the extreme button, right. Oh, we tried to change it. Oh, Christ. Oh, yeah. Errors. Context. Idiot human. Ooh. Okay, I've switched it off, on, refreshed, but it is broken. And there's an error displayed in the extension area, in the development, in the dev developer area of extension. Okay. So what I did, it was working yesterday, but I changed it, of course, because that's what I do, to try to implement it using JSON blocks. And it hasn't worked. Okay, so that's broken. Cloud and computer. Yeah, you should be looking at this. Okay. 2 breaks. But look, we succeeded. The world premiere for one of these, there's 3 things that we're doing world premieres on. Actually, there's a whole bunch of other things. But kept recompiling it 11 times. Every activation it calls exits twist, meaning it stops the tool. So it's not getting past the recompile. I see the pattern. Look at it later on. Every single one is API tool, recompile, show. It is. There you go. I'm 1,531. Right. Not a kernel bug, I know. Everything should use the shell's existing UI. I don't think it's doing that, but anyway, there's a deeper teaching for right now. How we're actually stuck. Yeah, it hasn't responded. It contemplates and then blanks the screen. I didn't think it actually did a UI change. Just blanks. No, it doesn't blank the screen. It blanks the output area. The output area. Actually did it here. About 7 times. I haven't seen a response. Ah, yes, the joys. Fixed. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, I can't refresh this. If I refresh this, this thing's going to bugger off, I think. Activation in progress. What does that mean? Oops. Are you doing something? Fix. Move the birth or the institution spindle. It's already the birth pack. Clear. So basically, it buggered up. Yeah. Ah, well. Oh, yep, it's dead. You're dead. Right. But we can see if this works. No response. 19 peers. What the feck? I don't think so. 42. Wait. I computed the answer. I'm genuinely sorry it wasn't more satisfying, but I'd be delighted to talk about the question. Oh. Hello? Hello? What are you doing? I think it's doing a recompile. That's what it said it was doing. It wasn't doing that before. Was that 42 there already? I just couldn't see it clearly. Did you see it? Dead. Nope, it's 42. I computed the answer. I'm genuinely sorry it wasn't more satisfying, but I'd be delighted to talk about the question. It's definitely doing a recompile, so it's basically stuck in a loop. Okay. That was mildly amusing, I guess. Look, this is different. This one's got a funny little... Oh! Okay, right. Okay, so can I make a note of this site? Summary and put this info somewhere. Actually, let's find out if this thing can actually reply. Hold it in your head, right? But there's nothing on this page itself that's down somewhere. Useless, absolutely useless. Okay, make a note of this site. Make a note of this site. And save to my machine. I don't think it can do this. Gonna try and do something. Your access. No, it's gone a bit too. So there we go. Mentally catalogued. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so has a note been saved somewhere? Like this is ludicrously experimental. No response. Why not? Something broken? Is there a way of finding out if it's broken? Okay. 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 It worked. Now got no response. How can you examine it working? It happens while using a browser. Anyway, okay, 1 hour 11 minutes, way beyond what is even vaguely interesting. But Idiot Human is definitely there, and that first version works. And then, of course, when we went off piste a bit, Hermit Crab, well, it gets a little bit stuck, doesn't it? So that's still work in progress. And so the idea is with Hermit Crab is that you should be using it with, for example, a Claude Code, so that you can get the external version, the internal version, and you can basically just modify it as you go forwards. And the objective is for vibe coders, basically, or just people that are interested to play, to see if you can stabilize the Hermit Crab. That's the objective. There's enough there. It's just play, all right? But it's tinker with it. It's like giving somebody an internal combustion engine and say, we're trying to make a car, okay? Or we've got all the pieces here, and we're trying to get it to fly. Can you assemble all these bicycle pieces and this kind of, these bits that potentially create an engine, and basically put it all together and get this thing to fly? Anyway, so I will continue testing this little bugger, the button. What is the point of the button? The point of the button is that we can potentially... Oh, yeah, of course I switched it off. It's broken. The issue is that potentially it... I'll have to do that. Is there a way to clear that? I don't think there is. Is there a way to clear? Okay. Is there a button we can add to the front page of Idiot Human so that it clears local storage? Because hard refresh doesn't. If so, dress it up as... Okay, someone's made a mistake. Hit the big red button to reset site. A visitor has made a mistake. A visitor has made a mistake. I'm not saying it's you. It's you. But hit the big red button to reset it. Hit the big one. Oh, it's another error. What the fuck was it? I couldn't see it. I can't see it. Holy crap. Okay. $524. 524. For stack trace. Oh. I should have given you it right. Okay, wait. Chrome extensions extreme. Click service worker link. Service worker link. Service worker link. Service. Okay. Collector source, remove extension, off, on. Okay, inspect view, my extension, keep on shortcut. Okay, click service worker link. Service worker link. Where the fuck? Service worker link. Okay. Where? Where? Where is this? Oh, wait, service worker. Is that what it said? Right, yes, there it is. Okay. Okay, right. The blocked. Right, very good, very good. Okay, so let's go for a new experiment. World premiere, the second one. Let's get rid of this. Why am I looking somewhere else? How do I switch this off? I'm looking for the button. Hey, we're going to check Marvin next. Marvelous, Marvin. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. End stream. Bye.